Okay, let's get right into it. Going to do another fraction multi-step word problem. Okay, there's the channel, um, the math guy, and let's get started. So first thing, let's read this problem. Patrick had 10 cups of sugar for baking. He used 2 1/3 cups of sugar to make a pie, and 1 3/4 cups of sugar to make a cake. He also used some sugar to make a batch of cookies. Patrick had 2 5/12 cups of sugar left over. How many cups of sugar did Patrick use to make cookies? So, first thing that I want to do here is I want to find some of the important information. So, we know that he has 10 cups of sugar altogether. Right here. All right. So, I'm going to turn that already into a bar model. All right. So we had 10 cups of sugar. So we know. So the whole bar is going to represent the 10 cups. He used 2 1/3 cups to make a pie. So I'm just going to split that and say 2 1/3 cups to make a pie. He used and 1 3/4 of cups of sugar to make a cake. So that's 1 3/4 cup. All right. He also used some sugar to make a batch of cookies. So this is going to be sugar. We don't know how much. Okay. And at the end, he had 2 5/12 cups of sugar left over. All right. So he had 2 5/12 cups of sugar left over. So you could look right here. Okay. You could look at my bar model to show, to see that 10 cups total, and we know we use 2 1/3 cups, 1 3/4 cups, and 2 5/12 cups is left over. So to find out how much sugar, I'm going to take those amounts, even though the 2 5/12 wasn't an actual amount of sugar, we know that was left over. Okay. So we're just trying to find how much sugar would go in that box, in the sugar box. So to do this, you can solve it a couple ways, but how I would do is I'm going to add those three amounts. I'm going to add them together. I'm going to take the 2 1/3, I'm going to add it to the 1 3/4, and I'm going to add it to the 2 5/12. I'm going to add that all together. So now here is where I'm going to, I could choose, do I want to add them as mixed numbers or do I want to convert them into an improper fraction? That's up to you. Here, because I'm looking and I see right away my denominator of 3, 4, and 12, I know that my common denominator is going to be 12, right? 3, 6, 9, 12. 4, 8, 12, and then my 12 just stays where it is. So I'm going to turn these three into 2 and how many 12s? Well, 3 times 4 is 12, so 1 times 4 would give me 4/12. Now here is 1 3/4. How am I going to make that? Well, 4 times 3 is 12, so 3 times 3 is going to be 9/12. And then I'm going to keep the 2 5/12 the same. Now I'm going to add these up. All right. I'm going to put my total up here. If I add my wholes, I have 2 plus 1 plus 2. That is 5. And add my fractions. 4, 9 is 13, and 5 is 18. So really, I now have 5 and 18/12. All right. But that 18/12, I know, is 12 pieces goes into, how many 12s go into 18 is one whole with 6 left over. So this 18/12 is equal to 1 and 6/12. So I'm now done with that. And now I'm going to add my 5 plus 1 is 6. So I have 6 and 6/12. I could change that into 6 and 1/2 or 6 and 6/12. So now if we go back to our bar model, the first box, the second box, and the third box equaled 6 and 6/12. So to find out how much is left in that sugar, I'm going to I'm going to do the work over here. 10 holes, subtract the 6 and 6/12. Or if it's easy for you at this point, you could change that 6/12, and I will, into 1/2. Now I have to subtract. Well, I can't do nothing minus 1/2. So I now have to regroup. I'm going to cross out my 10 holes, make it 9 holes, and 1 hole has to go over here. And since I have 2 as my denominator, I know that's now 9 and 2/2 is equal to 10, which is what we originally had. Now subtract. 2/2 minus 1/2 is 1/2, and 9 holes minus 6 holes is 3 holes. So our answer is 3 and 1/2 cups. And that is what would go in the sugar, which would be right here. It's 3 and 1/2 cups of sugar. Okay. Well, thank you for watching that. That's that type of problem you will see often. Hope that helped.